All right. It has been really long, and people have been saying lots of things as far as Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the takeover of Man United is really concerned. Today, he has gone ahead to go through one of the biggest fan channels of Man United, that is the United Stand, and he has obviously come out and issued a statement, and it is really very much telling. It's pinning the Glazers for being greedy, and it's confirmed to us that I'm not coming to Man United to make profit because of the company I run. And I always told you in the morning that we should give this man time, because it looks like he might be the person to exonerate Man United from the imprisonment, of the Glazers. We have been from a team that couldn't obviously go to where we deserve to be, to a team that is really thriving. So today I'm here to obviously talk about Sir Jim Ratcliffe exposing the Glazers and his plans to obviously make Man United great again. Smash the like button. It's a Saturday and it's the match day. United is playing away at Sheffield. We're obviously going to climax this video with that, but I really feel privileged to come in through and obviously have a talk with you, the viewers of United Matters channel. I think today, guys, you enjoyed my live because I came in through and really did a very good long video that obviously had you guys discuss with me on what you think the game of football is obviously going to be about. And it's all about Manchester United and none other than anything else. So let's get straight into this article that has been put out by none other than the people close to the Ratcliffe team and the INEOS side. It's really very detailed, and I think you're obviously going to get to know that this guy is really great. We thank God for the gift of life, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. And it read, the United Stand have been told everything about Sir Jim Ratcliffe's career and life to date tells you that he's not someone who has outside partners or other people telling him what to do. INEOS has always been a privately held company which he owns 60% of, and his two long-time business partners and close friends own the other 40% between them. There are no outside shareholders, and he has complete control despite the fact he could float it on the stock market and potentially make tens, if not hundreds of billions for it. The United Stand are told Sir Jim Ratcliffe does this because he wants to run the thing he owns in the way he wants to run it. If a deal happens, it will be because it is the only deal on the table that gives Sir Jim control in the way he wants it. INEOS has an annual turnover of $65 billion. Manchester United has an annual turnover of 650,000 million pounds and a profit around 140 million pounds. Sir Jim could take every single penny of this out of the club, and it would be significantly less than 1% of what INEOS generates. His interest in Man United is not about financial gain in any way. It's because it's the club he loves and the city he's from. Unfortunately, a lot of talk in football these days revolves around money. Football is very attractive because it means so much more than that. A source in the football industry reiterated that we shouldn't fall into the trap of thinking everyone is attracted to it for financial reasons. The United Stands understand that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS hope to be in a position sometime soon to communicate properly with Manchester United fans. So that is the huge letter that we've gotten from the United Stand, the biggest Man United YouTube channel. Now, all this has been put out to calm down the hearts of Man United. Very frustrated on the situation. People are really in doubt. They are doubting Thomases on whether Sir Jim Ratcliffe will happen to obviously take over the club of Man United in 3 years completely, as the Glazers are really willing to do so. That is the big question. But when you look at that article, it shows you that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is showing you that I came to this club the Glazers came to this club and they bought it on debt because they never had money to spend on it. That is it. So, for him, he's coming in at Man United being $1 billion holder, and he's a billionaire who has seen money. And his company, INEOS, gets in $65 billion, right? And Man United is worth $2 billion, right? And the profit, let's talk about the amount of money United makes. United makes 650 million as income and a profit of 140 million pounds. So he's showing you that that is nothing to the $65 billion of income, and the profit I make is really huge. It's not even close. It's so much far than the income that Man United really make in a year. And he's obviously explaining to us this. And I really understand his urge to own a team. He wanted to buy Barcelona, he wanted to buy Chelsea and very many other teams, and he was owning Nice in France. It looks like it is his plan to obviously get what we call a huge club, because when you see him at Barcelona, at Chelsea, now at Man United, looks like he wants to obviously get a huge club in his ilk. And what does that mean? It means he will obviously advertise INEOS, and it obviously gets in more money, because when you have INEOS as a shirt sponsor for Manchester United, and the club is performing very well, there is no way the fans of Man United won't go in for the products of INEOS. And to look through what they have on the market and what they offer as INEOS, it's really huge, right? And they're having the following products as INEOS, and I want to tell you how he wants to benefit from this. He's not obviously trying to really coming in through and obviously get money directly from the club, but I think he's going to use this club to obviously get this club to where it deserves to be, because you see him is in rugby, is in cycling, sailing, football, and very many others. Now, when you look at what products do they offer as INEOS, there are really some good products that can obviously help them really expand their business. They're having an INEOS 16 strong next generation house range. Their sprays of the house that they make, it shows you exactly that he knows exactly that every time they come close to a club like Man United and obviously INEOS gets attached to it, they'll obviously do the needful. They're into mining, buying fuel, buying petroleum, and so on and so forth. And when you look at them, it's a group that is a manufacturer of petrochemicals, specialty chemicals, and oil products. In the recent years, the scope of operation has diversified with launch of INEOS Automotive and INEOS Hygienics, acquisition of iconic British brand Belstaff, and ever expanding sports portfolio. So it shows you that they are into lots of things. They are into petrochemicals, and they are now into automotive. And automotive, that's why they are into the Formula One. You understand? That's why they're that side, and they're really doing lots of things to see to it that they obviously get where they deserve to be. So he's like telling us that I'm not looking at Man United as a venture to make profits from what United really earns. And on the other angle, you can look at it and say he's a man who is willing to obviously inject every amount of money that we get at the club of Man United and inject it back. That is it. And that will be a very good model and a good plan for him. And the Glazers have been exposed, because for them, they've never injected any single penny that they had before coming to Man United. Even the money they've gone ahead to really gather from Man United and obviously take, because this was their cash cow, has not been able to be refunded back, because even when we need money to be borrowed as a club, they go to a financial institution to borrow, they cannot obviously get a single penny and inject it into the club of Manchester United. And that is the worrying bit of it. But for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, looks like he's willing to take us to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United, and that obviously helps us a lot. So that's why I always call upon you guys that let's give him a chance because he deserves it. As he comes in at Man United, he comes in with INEOS. Like you've seen, Saudi Arabia have gone ahead to obviously get Saudi Air and obviously become the new, I think, sponsor of Newcastle, and Newcastle is obviously getting in more money to spend in the January transfer window. So that's a deal we can obviously see us struck with INEOS and get into where we deserve to be, and we wait to see how that is going to happen, because one will say, but Snapdragon is already here. Yeah, Snapdragon is already here, but there is one thing that is happening at the club of Man United, and that is the stadium facility. It can obviously be named in INEOS Old Trafford Stadium, the naming rights. It can obviously get the club to the next level, and obviously see to it that we obviously gain the best from us as a club of Man United. So to me, I see a lot of positives in this guy. Let's give him a chance. If that's the only way we're going to see the Glazers out, let's see it through. Because if the Glazers are here and they don't want to go, we have to find means of obviously kicking them out of the club of Man United. And with his employees, and with the people close to the Sir Jim Ratcliffe sending a document to the United stand about what they really believe United is all about and what the motives of Sir Jim Ratcliffe are for the club of Man United, it shows you that they are willing to talk to everyone. And this is one of the things we've seen chairmen, CEOs of Man City, the chairman of PSG, president of Real Madrid, president of Barcelona, the owners of Bayern Munich, the leaders, coming in through and talking to the public, talking to the fan channels. One day, one time, I would love to see that. I host Sir Jim Ratcliffe on this channel to hear his thoughts about Man United. I want to talk to the CEO of Man United, the technical directors, want to see them speak. But those of United have been hiding away, yet other teams are really having CEOs that come in through and talk to us, and talk to their respective fans in a broader light. Like, for example, look at Edu, the sporting director of Arsenal. He faces media in the pre-season tours. You see to it that he talks to the AFTV, he talks to Sky Sports, he talks to any media that approaches him about the plan of Arsenal, because he is competent at what he does. But the reason as why the likes of Richard Arnold tried to talk to the fans because of demonstrations in 2022, in the summer of 2022, in a bar, and John Mata cannot come out and face the media is simple. These people are not competent at their jobs. But if at all you are competent at your job, you obviously have to come out and face the media. We've seen the head of scout departments of different teams come out and really say, even Todd Boehly comes in through and obviously has to say about Chelsea, So I think that's what Sir Jim Ratcliffe really brings to this club of Man United, that he's going to be an owner who will face the media and obviously express to us what exactly he is all about and the takeover Man United is all about in his ilk or era. So, what are your thoughts about Sir Jim Ratcliffe exposing the Glazers grid? In the comment section below. Rock and David remains my name. Today we are playing Sheffield, that game that closes the Premier League. And one thing you need to know about these games is that we are having a very huge boost into these games. For example, Liverpool is one of those teams that is going to first play, and when you look at Liverpool, they're having 17 points. They're playing against Everton. If at all they happen to draw or do anything, they will have gone ahead to obviously ease our game if at all we win others. Because when we win, we are going to be at 15 points. Man City is playing Brighton, and here I would like to see to it that Brighton loses to Man City, such that when we win, we are just 1 point behind Brighton, right? Then Arsenal is playing Chelsea. You'd love to see to it that they either draw or Arsenal win, such that I think it's better for Chelsea to beat Arsenal, because you at least want them to be there. But I will believe that Arsenal is going to win that game of football by 2-1. It works for us because we will be some good points up from Chelsea, and Spurs is going to play on Monday. So it shows you that most of the teams that are really ahead of us are obviously going to play before we play, meaning that we'll be going to that fixture knowing exactly what we want, and what we'll be wanting is a win. So we are going to talk about more when we resort to that. I sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. Good night.